video. But yes, both of those. Fullest Moon asked, what do you think the meaning of life is? Deep question.
Oh, that is deep. I would have to say the meaning of life, I have this philosophy. It's called pay it forward.
Okay.
And Blake also follows this. What you do is you do something kind for one person, and then that person will be affected by your kindness and want to spread it to others, and then that person will spread it to another person, which will spread it to another person. And, it just eventually goes around. And paying it forward means to do something for someone without any thought of being paid back for it. I live by a quote: be the change you want to see in the world.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I live by, because when I was younger, I had a little brother, and he was always sweet to everybody, and he had not a mean bone in his body, and because he was gay, and because he was black, he was bullied, and ended up losing him because of it. And I'd have to say he inspired me a lot because of it, and I just don't want to see anybody else get bullied the way he did.
Yeah.
So I'm always kind to everybody else. That's kind of what my meaning to life is. It's just to be kind to everybody else.
Yeah.
Show the love that you want to be loved back with.
Mm-hmm. I think when it comes to answering what do you think the meaning of life is, I think it just varies on the person. I mean, I can sit here and say, I've had hard times in my life, I've had great times in my life. Does that mean that I'm living my life? I don't know. I mean, does losing good friends mean that you're living life? Does starting your dream job meaning you're living your life? We don't know. I don't know what is in store for me. Will I be married? Well, how many children will I have? These are questions that I can't answer for myself. So if I was to say what do I think the meaning of life is, I would have to go along the same lines of whatever makes you happy. Because I think as long as you're happy, you're going to fulfill whatever dreams that you want to achieve and whatever life means to you, in a perspective that you can handle. And I always lived by the Shakespeare quote, if music be the food of love, play on. And I am such a hopeless romantic. So to me, it's like, if I have somebody that's willing to deal with my quirkiness and weirdness, and wake up to me every day and be like, hey, I still love you for who you are, hell. Yeah. Or have best friends that will still stand by me. Even if I dye my hair pink, I know that I'm the type of person that's going to be happy. So I think the meaning of life is just to enjoy it. There's going to be hard times, and there's going to be good times, and there's going to be bad times. And I think the longer that we are able to strive through it, thanks for making me a fighter. So, Willow Astrathon said, if you had to be the bad guy in any of the Zelda games, who would it be and why? I can't answer this because I don't even know what that means. So I'm going to leave this up to you.
Okay, well, you guys know I'm a big Zelda fan. If I had to be a bad guy, I would probably have to be like Dark Link, because Dark Link is awesome. He's just like Link, except he's black, and I've always liked the darker side of life. Mm-hmm. And it's just a mirror image of Link. So you have all the same powers and all the same equipment. So you can still be badass. And it's the darker side. So.
Well, on the same lines of that, the Death Angel asks, so what's the most annoying thing in Zelda for you? And would you kill it, eat it, or molest it? Whatever that means.
I think the most annoying thing in Zelda are those, and I can't even remember what they're called, but they're the little plants in most of the Zelda games, and they're blue and they have the tongue, and if you bump them, you lose a heart piece. And I would probably eat them because they look like they might be tasty roasted.
Okay. Name's just Marta.
Name's just Marta. Yeah.
Okay. Name's just Marta asked, tea or coffee?
Oh, definitely coffee.
Coffee. I think if I was to say that I spend more money at Starbucks than I do on gas weekly, yeah, coffee.
I have to have my Frappuccino
or Dunkin' Donuts.
every morning.
Oh, God. Coffee, easily. Like, that's how I get through
Coffee
my day.
ice cream.
Yeah, coffee ice cream. Coffee chocolate. Anything coffee. Anything coffee.
Don't get me wrong. I like tea, like chai
And it
tea.
started in, like, high school. My dad got me hooked on coffee.
Oh, we used to have this little coffee bar at our high school.
That's
and
awesome.
The cheapest thing on there was the espresso shots.
Of course, because they're the strongest.
Yeah. And I would always get my espresso shot in the morning and I'd be wired for the day.
Yeah. Pokemon Jellybean asked, what song do you never get tired of listening to?
Oh, that one's easy. I never get tired of listening to Rat-a-Tat Loud Pipes. And if I had it my way, I would listen to it every day. It just gets me pumped.
What is that?
It's a band, and there's actually no singing to it. It's all instrumental.
Okay.
I'll have to play it for you sometime. It's really good. What would you listen to?
Black Balloon by Goo Goo Dolls or Misery Business by Paramore. I can
Nice.
never get sick of those songs.
Those are good songs.
Just like one is more depressing but meaningful in life, and the other one's just like, I'm a fucking badass and I don't give a shit. Like, I love it. And it's one of those songs that you listen to while you're working out and you're like, yeah, like I rock out to it and people probably look at me like, what is this girl doing?
Mine has a good beat and it's kind of electro.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
But if I was to pick a genre, if I was to pick a genre though, I would definitely go with dubstep.
Yeah, dubstep fan. Dubstep fan. I totally agree with you. Married to Music asked, inspiration/religion, favorite music artist?
I'd have to say a lot of my inspiration, especially with how I dress and look, had to go with my favorite scene queen. Her name's Brickell Bones. Some of you will recognize that name. She inspired me to really become scene. Religion, I would have to say I'm a non-denominational Christian just because my family raised me that way. My dad was a Baptist Bible brat and my mom was raised Catholic. So I have a lot of Christian background. And that's what I would go with, is probably non-denominational Christian.
Yeah.
Favorite music artist? I'm going to stick with Rat-a-Tat. I really like Rat-a-Tat. I'm one of those people that actually sometimes prefer not having singing in their music. I like to just have the instrumentals because you can get into the beat a little bit better.
My inspiration, gosh, it depends on what we're talking about, because if I was to say who do I inspire, it would definitely be my mom, because she's just the strongest woman that I know.
My
but if
mom
I were
too.
to be like inspiration when it comes to fashion or design, it would be Jeffrey Campbell for shoes, because they're just extravagant
Oh my
and out
god,
there.
these shoes are awesome.
They've got spikes on them. They're funky colors.
Some of them don't even have
Some don't have
heels.
heels. I mean, you're talking. You want, I mean, they're expensive, but you want attention. They're there, and I like a lot of designers that put that extra splash of color. Or Free People, for example, will just do a lot of hippie kind of laid back look that you can still casually dress up anyway. So to me, sweaters and comfy look, or just, hey, I'm gonna dress up tonight and I'm gonna wear some badass shoes. So but if we were talking about like real inspiration, it would definitely be my mom. Religion, I was raised Catholic, but I didn't, a lot of my family was very much like, as long as you make your confirmation, we don't care where you go. So I'm kind of the person that's very spiritual in the sense that I'm open to anything. Like, I have friends that are Jewish, some that are Buddhist, I've got friends that are Baptist, and I'm open to anything. It's not necessarily what I believe right now, it's where I'm finding myself and what I'm open to. When it comes to a favorite music artist, oh geez. Now, I already named you my favorite bands, but if I was to sit here and be like my favorite music artist, I mean, gosh. Mozart would definitely be one of them. I know that sounds really lame, but I would have to say that Mozart is one of my favorite music artists. If you want something inspiring, you need to just go sit and listen to Die Zauberflöte by Mozart and just be like, listen to these people sing. You want to hear talent, I would easily recommend any one of his operas.
Definitely.
Even some of his piano concertos. They're amazing. Last question that we have for the evening would be Megan Novelli asked, sexual orientation. Do you have/want any tattoos and or piercings?
Well, my sexual orientation is straight. Definitely straight. I actually want a tattoo. I've been wanting this one for quite a while. And I don't have any yet, but I plan on getting my first one eventually. What I want is to put a Zelda heart piece about right here, and with each milestone of my life, fill in the heart piece. And it means a lot to me. Because, one, I'm a Zelda fan, you guys know that.
Yep.
And I thought it would be a really neat twist to fill in each piece with a milestone.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Sexual orientation, I'm straight as well. And do I have or want any tattoos or piercings? I have 3 tattoos, and I used to have 11 piercings. Growing up, I was really into piercings. I eventually, as I, got into being a music major, I had to take out a lot of them because being on stage, or hey, in the mid-15th century, they didn't have nose rings, so I needed to take them out. But I still have my nose pierced. I had my lip pierced. I have my ears, cartilage. I have my tragus pierced, my belly button. Let's see. I would go more eccentric into that, but I've had 11 piercings.
Okay, show them your tattoos.
I've got a bow on my wrist right here.
Get it closer.
I've got a bow right there. I've got a heart right here. And I've got a music note behind my ear, which is actually really difficult to see, but there is a music note right behind my ear. And my next tattoo I actually want to get is from an artist who, it's called The Girl with the Red Balloon. And it's a little girl who is just holding her hand up into the sky and looking after a red balloon that's shaped like a heart.
Oh.
So it'll be an extension onto my heart right here. It'll be a tattoo of a girl who's just kind of looking up into the distance for the red
cute.
balloon.
I like that.
So it'll either be that, or I'm going to get the Roman numerals 111 tattooed on my neck to stand for Act 1, Scene 1, Line 1 of Shakespeare's quote for "If music be the food of love, play on," which is Act 1, Scene 1.
Oh, that's so cool. I
Line
like
1.
that.
Yeah.
That's really neat.
So I was thinking either one of those two, but those are going to be the ones that I'm looking for. I'm a really artsy person, so just expressing my emotions in any tattoo, I love it. Anything about it. People always ask me, why is there a heart on your wrist? Why is there a music note behind you? Why'd you get the bow on your wrist? They all have different meanings. So I'm totally for tattoos and piercings. All the way.
Totally.
All the way.
We both are.
Oh, yeah. And I would have to say, out of all my piercings, my nose and my lip have been my favorite. So.
I used to have my ears pierced. I had an infection, and they it turns out I'm allergic to real metals.
It happens with everybody. So.
And then I've got
the snake bites.
Yeah.
So those are all the questions that I have. So.
Alright guys, well that's all we have for today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And please follow Sarah's Instagram. She also has one. I'll leave a description to the link to that below.
Yay!
And don't forget to smile guys, because I love your sexy faces. You have a good day. Bye!
Bye!